up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Boop, boop. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, September 14th, 2022. It's the best Wednesday that has ever existed.
Does
The
that?
sun,
I'm just curious. Does that like music put you in a good mood?
yeah, a little bit.
That's okay. All right.
You
That's
don't,
cool.
you don't, not you.
No, not me.
Listen, man,
No.
I know you've been at work for like 2 hours already, but like, I can't start the day with like heavy metal with people. They're not gonna.
I can. That's the difference. That
know.
the metal and whatnot that will put me in a good mood. That
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I've talked to people before about this. It calms me down. I don't know. Some people are like, it makes me angry. Well, it
Well,
makes me calm.
How do we find? How do we?
Wow.
How do we find a
No,
song
you're good.
that
I don't want to
starts
change
the
the
day?
song. I don't
Well,
want to change the song. I was just curious because I'm sitting there watching you bop around and you're smiling and
I
whatnot. And
I
listening to
am
stuff.
already
And
like,
I'm just
yes,
listening
this
to
is
the
gonna be
song
great.
like, okay, this is a song, and it's not.
It's
I mean, it's not my cup of tea,
okay.
but
It
you like it, and I think that's awesome. Okay,
so think of it as like a
that's
positive
awesome.
affirmation. You're gonna
Yeah, I
speak
understand that.
reality. I'm gonna make today better than it ever could have been.
So
And
my son Deacon, it's been a couple of years now. I noticed that he wouldn't listen to music. He wasn't listening to music, and he
Yeah, I
just
really
didn't
don't
have any
listen to
favorite
music ever.
bands, and he didn't have any music and whatnot. And his mom really didn't listen to a lot of music. And I was like, oh, great. You know, my son is not going to like music. My son, you know, my life revolves around music. My brother's life revolves around music, and he's not going to like music at all. And come to find out, I think it was, and I'm not 100% positive on this, but I think it was the fact that he liked a particular type of music, and he was afraid to say something to me about it until
really?
I brought it out to him one day. And he likes this. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a video game type it's not
like that
dubstep, but it's like
8-bit Nintendo stuff, or you know,
it's like an electronica
yeah,
type video game type music stuff. And there's a lot of artists that do some really, really interesting stuff. And he was letting me listen to it and stuff like that. And it wasn't my cup of tea, but it was
right,
really interesting. And I was excited because he had something that he loved, a piece of
right,
music. Even though it wasn't anything that I liked or would listen to, it was something that he liked and listened to, and it was getting him interested in music. And as a person, as a musician, I don't care what kind of music it is.
right.
If it's going to make you
Well,
happy, music's music. And that's and it might not be your cup of. You might not like metal, but I'll listen
so
to Pantera. Wake up and have a good day. And you listen
right.
to this, you know.
Yeah,
So
well, I mean, like, if we weren't doing the show, I probably wouldn't be listening to this. But
right, well, I
and the
understand.
fact is, well, so this is interesting because, maybe it's interesting. Maybe it's interesting to nobody, but I mentally identify as like a person that I don't really care about music like almost at all.
Mhm.
But another part of me is like, but I'm pretty musical. I will just walk around the house and just sing like stuff that
Mhm.
I'm doing or
Mhm.
nothing. But I won't sing like, well, every once in a while
Song.
you get an earworm and you'll like,
Mhm.
hear an earworm or something my kids have been listening to like a lot.
Yeah.
That'll be in like high rotation in my brain, and so I'm just like, can't beat them, join them, and I'll just sing that.
Mhm.
But so I mean, like I'm musical, but I don't really care about music, and I really don't care about what's like on the radio or I mean,
That's so
I'm not
crazy.
even like anti popular or anything like that. It's just like I'm mentally engaged in other things, and I just don't really
And
have
that's
time to
fine.
be
That's
like,
cool.
yeah,
And
you know what I mean?
that's awesome that we have people.
So,
We're not all robots, okay? You
yeah,
you need to be interested in that kind of crap and
right.
not with your head in the clouds and music all day like me, because
Right, well,
we have to have people productive in society. I've always said that about my ex was a nurse, and I always said, thank God there are people out there that can do this medical stuff, because me, I can't do the medical stuff. I can't watch it. I can't look at it. I start heaving and yucking, and I can't do it. My knees get weak, and I just
yeah,
I can't mentally do it. But there are people out there that can, and thank God that there are people out there that can do these jobs. And like you, like me, I could teach a class. I could sit here and teach you a master class in the history of American music. I
right.
know that much about the history of American music from the 1900s to now. I could teach just as well as a freaking professor on this, but is that really
About
gonna
what comes
how's that
from
gonna benefit
what
how's that gonna
influences and all
benefit
that.
society?
Right,
Me
yeah.
telling you about the past of music,
So
you know?
so the things that interest me, so I spend I I find that I move in kind of cycles in my life. That is,
Mhm.
I do generally the same thing every day, but I'll go through phases where like for weeks or months on end, I'll have one kind of active
Yeah.
mode, and then I'll change to something else, and then I'll change back, and I kind of rotate through these cycles. So one thing is for a certain season of the year, and I couldn't give you a win to win, I will just listen to audiobooks like on end,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I do
book
too.
after book after book after book after book, because I
Yeah.
have such a long commute. In other phases of the year, I will just be listening to like YouTube news or YouTube
Mhm.
shows or
Mhm.
whatever, or I'll switch into listening to like long form YouTube. Like instead of being like a lot of short things together, it'll be like long form things together. I'll listen to people talk for a couple hours a day. So I am interested in people kind of like talking about ideas or sharing ideas, or sometimes it's stories, or it'll be books. Honestly, the longest book that I've ever been working on, especially an audiobook, is the Fall and Decline of the Roman Empire.
Oh, really?
I
The
have a
rise and
paper
fall
copy
of
of
the Roman
that, but
Empire? Yeah,
it's like
I've got that on my shelf.
155 hours, and
Yeah,
it's cool to
it's
listen
great.
to, but like you're listening to like history kind of go, like in these big chunks, and there's these people's names like Octavius and
I
Clavius
know
and da 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 and so da
that's
da,
what
and
gets
you're
you is
like, like
is
I
the
have like
names.
I can't really stitch all of these things together. I kind of need more of a story. So that one's taken me the longest to get through.
Yeah.
It's so long.
Yeah, I can understand that, yeah. I remember.
But I kind of like move in, like these cycles.
Mhm.
Our current cycle is my current cycle is since we started the show, wake up, get ready, kind of like go through like a dozen news sources and pick them up, or throughout the day and kind of stack them up. And then we get up and we do the show. We talk about the news, talk about whatever's happening in the world. And then I go to my regular job. And then throughout the day, I'll try to like pick out a theme or something, a big story for the next day. And then I spend a little bit of time, like so I don't know if you even noticed, but the last 2 shows, I tried to make like a clickable thumbnail, a little bit better thumbnail.
I need to get you a better picture.
Yeah. Well, I need, I don't know, but I need, I don't know. Let me tell you, I am spending some energy on activating more viewership and being more successful, but not a lot of energy. Not a lot. And I have to be honest, I really don't care if we're successful. I just have fun doing it.
I just have fun talking. Yeah.
But I feel like perhaps, you know, we'll hit the right formula of like, this is the thing that activates people's interest. I don't know. But so as far as the music goes, the start of the show goes, I feel like we need something of minor interest to start up, because when you turn it on, it takes people a minute to get here. I can't just put together an assembly of like people talking from podcasts.
Oh no, it's perfect. It's perfect for what it is. And
I think that it'll evolve. That's good enough for now.
No, I don't want you taking that the wrong way. I was just asking just because I'm curious, because I just find that curious, the musical tastes of other people as opposed to mine but I love it. I think it's great. I went through like a lot of songs to find something that would have something upbeat, because honestly, this song is by this dude named Nefix. He's got like 200 copyright free songs on YouTube and Spotify. And a lot of them are like pretty good. And a lot of them are like heavy metal or rap or some mixture of the two. And it's like dope, but he's got a lot of filthy language in some of them. I'm like, this is banging. Oh man, I can't have you say that, dude. or it's just the wrong mood, you know, or it's like, it's songs about other things. It's songs about like ambition or being the best, or, you know, like all of these different kind of like ideas. And this is the one that I found that was both kind of I don't know, it was kind of like upbeat, but also had a, you know, good message. So do you remember Saturday Night Live way back in the day? You used to have like Pat, I guess it was, and positive affirmations or something like that, and like no, it was I'm good
what's
enough,
his name?
I'm strong enough, and doggone it,
Al
people like
Franken.
me.
Al
Stuart
Franken.
Smiley.
Yeah, Stuart Smiley. Al Franken, Stuart Smiley. And he would do those positive affirmations. And I'm like, that is so stupid.
I'm strong enough, and doggone it, people like me.
People like me. Yeah. And all through my youth, I was like, that is so dumb. And that's the joke, right? It's dumb, except you actually can talk yourself into having a better day than you are. You can actually like program your own mind. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Deacon. I hope you had a good night's rest.
Maybe one day.
Yeah,
maybe one day.
Of these days.
One of these days I will.
Guys, we are making advances in the culture war. We have been losing the culture war forever, and we are making advances. And people are finally saying, like all about people having freedom in their lives and gay people marry or whatever, all of this stuff. But I'm getting a little tired of the government trampling us and taking away our rights. So we're finally making some headways, and we got the 2000 Mules movie you said you watched and you liked. I haven't seen it. I heard an argument. There's the Hunter Biden movie, My Son Hunter. It just came out last week, and that's making waves. People are admitting to liking it, even though they don't want to admit to the message. And so, like, we're chipping away at the establishment, at the cultural establishment, at the left that is like dominating. Their intent is to dominate your culture so they can dominate your lives, so they can have power. And we're making chips against that. And I'm not saying that there's two teams. I'm saying there's a lot of teams, but one of them is really entrenched. And so we're making some headway. And then, just when it looks like we might have little bit of victory, a little bit of hope, a little bit of Roe versus Wade. For 50 years, we had Roe versus Wade. The Supreme Court made a decision they shouldn't have made, not on the moral of it, on the legal authority of it, that the Supreme Court can just invent a new law, invent new rights, and enshrine that. That is something to be done by Congress. And instead, it was done by the court, and you know, right or wrong, or however you feel about the issue of abortion, it wasn't the place of the court to make that decision. It's the place of Congress or states. And after 50 years, we overturned that because the Constitution says all powers not allocated in the Connie, up in the Connie. Can you read it? You can't read it. It's too bright. Not in the Connie. All powers not reserved in the Constitution for the federal government are held by the states. So that issue should have been decided by the states. And we finally overturned it and pushed it back to the states. In some states, they want to have abortion. In other states, hey, murder of innocent children is reprehensible. We don't want to have that. So we're allowing people to decide for themselves. And that is the right decision, in my opinion. We're making cultural headway. And then what does one guy on our team do? I say our team. I'm not on his team, and he's not on our team. This evil son of a bitch, I talked about him the other day, that Lindsey Graham was not a good guy. Senator Lindsey Graham pitches nationwide abortion restrictions post-Roe overturn. What's going on here, Deacon? Do you have any thoughts on this?
I don't know. You'll have to read it to me.
All right, sure. Lindsey Graham has posted an anti-abortion bill many, many times in the past. It never goes anywhere. So this happened like yesterday. Senator Lindsey Graham introduced a new bill Tuesday limiting most late-term abortions nationwide, fewer than 3 months after the Roe versus Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court, and just 2 months before midterm elections, where the issue is likely to be front and center.
The issue's been front and center for 50 fucking years. Of course,
sure has. It sure has.
Jesus Christ. It's never not going to be front and center, because when they decide, it's never going to be resolved, because this is a politician food. They have to have this to survive. This is some of the politicians' sustenance. They have to have something like this to survive. Okay. If they don't have abortion to bitch about, then they don't have anything else to bitch about, JJ. So it's never going to be decided one way or another. Ever.
On one level, you think of it as like, oh, we need to keep the issue alive, so we have something to activate.
So they have some.
Right?
That's exactly what they're doing.
Right.
That's exactly what they do with a couple of things. Abortion's one of them.
Here's another level, maybe another layer down. The context currently is that the Republicans do not hold the House. The Republicans do not hold the Senate. The Republicans do not hold the White House. Therefore, even if you could get this through a committee, this bill's not going anywhere. Now, that's currently, but we have midterms coming up. And after midterms, it is currently projected that the Republicans will hold the House, and they will not hold the Senate, and they will not hold the presidency. So even if you got this bill to pass the House, it's never going to get through the Senate. It's never going to get signed by Joe Biden. So what's the point of advancing legislation that is hopelessly, and that's a whole separate issue from we shouldn't be doing this anyway. We just fought a battle about sending it back to the states.
What's the point, JJ? You're asking?
What's the point?
The point is, because I get to move these strings over here and make the marionette move, and you're entertained a little more, is exactly the point. They know this shit is never going to go through. They posture. I'm going to do this because this is what you want, and I'm going to do it. God damn it! And then they go and do it, knowing full well that it's not going to go through. That this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen to keep it from ever going through. And then in 5 or 6 freaking years, by the time all this shit's done, you'll be up for re-election again, and you can go, I'm going to do this, goddammit, because I tried to do it before, and you've seen what those assholes did. It's a fucking chess game.
All right, but
the American public, the American people are too stupid or too busy doing this all fucking day to pay attention to what the hell is going on. This has been going on since they went on fucking railroads and stumped on the back of railroads, man. This is nothing new. This has been going on, JJ, since the rise and the fall of the Roman Empire that you're listening to. This has been going on since then.
So, okay. Senator Graham, in my opinion, who's a Republican. If you don't know, I'm sure you do, Deacon, but maybe some people don't. Senator Graham is a Republican. He's in the Senate, which means he only gets elected every 6 years. He's part of the establishment uniparty. He fist bumps Kamala Harris, right? Kamala Harris, the supposedly the opposition. This guy is I don't know if he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, but he's definitely wearing a sheep suit. This guy is activating Democrats, not Republicans. He is not fighting for his own party to win. He's doing this to activate Democrats. Republicans are not going to go out and get activated by a 15-week abortion ban. Most of the Republicans don't, not that they want abortion, but they don't want a federal law. Most of the Republicans are not interested in this. They're interested in economy, stabilize the economy, stabilize job growth, make housing make interest rates low and steady, so that mortgage loans and things like that, to stabilize the economy, stay out of wars. Republicans are not activated by an abortion bill. Nobody's asking for it. You have the right in your state currently. If your state wants to ban abortions, then that's going to make Republicans happy, because the Republican red states, they're able to do that. This guy's doing this in order to activate Democrats. Oh no, the Republicans are going to take office and they're going to do an abortion ban. We're going to lose our constitutional rights again and they'll be forever gone. This is activation of the Democrat base. This guy's playing for the other team. He's playing for the establishment team. Yeah. He's playing, and this is some dirty, dirty shit. This guy needs to get gone. And South Carolina keeps electing him. Now, what happened during, maybe you remember, maybe you don't, what happened during the Trump impeachments? So during the Trump impeachments, when Senator Graham was one of the voices that gets to vote on whether or not he's convicted, because Nancy Pelosi ran her little show and they impeached him, but the conviction is up to the Senate. Senator Graham latched himself to the MAGA Republicans in order to harness their energy, and purportedly defended Trump and whatnot, but he was never really supporting Trump. Never really. He was harnessing that energy to elevate himself, give himself more screen time, yap, talk about how there was going to be investigations, but he never does anything. He never actually gets anywhere. He postures and he presents, and he's doing the same thing now. This guy only cares about keeping us involved in other nations and keeping us in wars and keeping America killing kids in other countries. This guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's almost as bad as Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer, but he's very bad. Those guys are all on the same team. So, and it's so blatant. It's so obvious. It's this move is so obvious. There's nowhere this can go. This has zero hope of getting through any kind of legislation. And I'm totally against abortion. And I don't think there should be a constitutional ban on abortion. Leave it to the states. That's what the Constitution says.
Hey, okay, so real quick, can I change the subject just real quick?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Don't move the thing. You see right there on the left, it says now on page 6, and it says Dionne Warwick on Leonardo DiCaprio's 25-year dating rule, his loss. All right, do you know, just real quick, do you know the little meme that goes around about that?
Apparently, Leonardo, when he's dating, as soon as they turn 25, he lets him go.
Yeah, and there was another one that they just let go that was like 25 or whatnot, and people are all like getting on his ass about this. And somebody said it, because it always comes back to reversing it. All right, what would happen? What have we said? This has actually been done. What have we said? What would we say about a 50-year-old woman actress dating little 20-year-old boys, and when they get to be 25, they dump them. What would the same thing be said about that woman that is said about Leonardo DiCaprio because he's a man?
Wouldn't it be?
No.
It's not. What would you say if it was a woman?
They wouldn't say a fucking word. They would be like, "Oh, way to go, girl."
I'm honestly, I see. So here's where I am at on this stuff. So in order to be kind of like, to have my fingers a little bit on things so that I know a little bit about what's going on, I have installed a bunch of news apps on my phone. And so I get news alerts all the time. And I'm constantly getting a bunch of like Leonardo DiCaprio and Gigi Hadid and whatever. And I'm like, I don't care. Or it'll be sports notification. I'll be like, I don't care.
Brainwash you with those apps and throw that shit in your face that you don't give a fuck about.
But I mean, like, that's the best way to be alert.
It's just a double standard, and it is a double standard. There's many double standards in this world between men and women, especially in our country, and that's one of them. If an older woman was doing that, and it was, I
think it's kind of gross. What is he like? Is he? How old
is why is that? It doesn't matter. They're both adults. It's not like he's going after freaking children or anything, which I would have a major problem with. If they're 25 years old, they're freaking adults. She's old enough to make a decision.
Let me just say, my first bit of information is that I don't care what Leonardo DiCaprio or anybody else does in their life. But my second bit of information is, your brain doesn't really kind of like
finish developing until you're 30, right? You're exactly right.
Right.
Okay, so in your 20s, you're also idiots, but goddamn it, JJ, we're wanting to give 16-year-olds the right to fucking vote. All right. So I think a 25-year-old should be able to make a decision at this point, whether she's, and that's not the point here. The point that I'm trying to make is there's a double standard.
I don't know.
We would not be talking about this as much, and washed up fucking singers from 50 years ago wouldn't be saying. Ask any freaking kid today if they know who Dionne Warwick is, and they won't have a clue. She had one song and some psychic friends, and that's the only fucking thing Dionne Warwick had. All right, so who gives a two shits about what she has to say about Leonardo DiCaprio? But they're milking this as much as possible because he's a man and it was a girl. If it was a woman and a boy, it would be different. They wouldn't say a word. They wouldn't say a word about it. I just wanted to point that out. I know it's not.
My only kind of thought of that is like, I remember what it was like to be 25. And
oh my God, if you told me now,
Deacon, you have to date a 25-year-old,
I would blow my brains out. There's no way in hell I'm dating a 25-year-old. No way in hell.
I'm gonna pass.
Ashley's a little younger than me. I mean, Ashley's almost 40. All right, so she's in her late 30s, but she's a little younger than me. And we joke to the kids sometimes and say, when I was graduating, your mom was in 5th grade. But if you think about it, that's a big difference right there. Whoa! Yeah.
Well, it's a huge difference when you're graduating.
I'm 45 and Ashley's 38. So
I don't really have a strong opinion other than people at vastly different ages in their lives.
Right.
At vastly, they I don't know. I just don't really see how that works.
I had a really good friend that was in his middle to late 20s dating a girl that was 9 to 10 years younger than him. She was 18 or 19. He was, 28, 27, 28. And they got some flack for it, because there was such a huge difference back then. And this was in the 90s. And I want you to know that they are still married today and they have 3 girls. They've been together for like 30 years.
Wow.
They really have. And he was a good friend of mine. I see him all the time. But they've been together for 30 years. They've got 3 girls, and there's a 10-year. They started dating when she was like 18.
Oh,
Jeremy. Right. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah. Please steer this.
Hey, we were talking about the corrupt unit party, and Deacon's like, yeah, but what about Leo DiCaprio and his?
I was just reading the side there, and I saw that. It pissed me off. I'm like, double standard bullshit.
Hey, this is a reflection of reality. Like, there's important things happening in the world, and some of those are Leonardo DiCaprio. It's not all politics and power and And
Leonardo DiCaprio is in one of the best movies ever. One of the best movies ever, The Beach. If you haven't watched The Beach,
I haven't seen The Beach.
Watch The Beach. Great movie.
Last good movie that I saw Leonardo DiCaprio in was Hateful Eight, I think.
Oh, I love that too.
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Especially when the dude
love
pops his head up from the underboard. I think he gets his face. Hey, you know, in that movie, in Hateful Eight, I don't know why we're talking about this now. Kurt Russell, there's a scene where he's playing this guitar, right? Do you know about this guitar? This guitar is like...
Yeah, that guitar was like super fucking rare, and they let him use it for this fucking scene.
It was like 150 years old or something like that, and they had a prop version, and they had a real version,
but he was using the real one.
And then the scene calls for, they're supposed to like stop and swap it out, and then and then the scene calls for it getting smashed on someone's head, and Kurt Russell smashed the real one worth millions of dollars.
Yeah, it was like worth a couple of $1 million. Just completely destroyed this freaking guitar. Yeah, Manuel. A few minutes behind, do you think Lindsey Graham is trying to sabotage the Republicans before the election? Absolutely.
Lindsey Graham is doing this to activate Democrat voters to keep the Republican majority out of the Senate.
Yes,
to keep them out of the Senate, because Lindsey Graham, what's happening in the Republican Party right now is that traditional Republicans, or old establishment, believe in the country Republicans, they lost years ago. The people in the Republican Party that are winning right now are populists, people that are in line with Trump's populist politics, but they don't necessarily are not Trump voters, but they are not neocons. They are not war hawks trying to get us into war. They are like America first. America first politics is winning the Republican primaries, which means Texas first, which means Kentucky first, which means like just take care of your own community first. Populism. Take care of your own area first. Take care of our country first before the rest of the world. Because if you can't get that plank out of your eye, you certainly can't get a little splinter out of your neighbor's eye. That is the wave of Republicans that is moving forward, and that's not Team Graham. That is not Team Establishment. That is F the establishment, drain the swamp, depower the federal government, return power to the states and to the people. And Lindsey Graham doesn't benefit from that. He tries to harness it when it was politically opportunistic, but that's not what he's in for. And if that's the wave that's advancing, he's on the kill list. He's on the get out of here list eventually. So he's advancing Democrats. He is doing what he can to suppress populism, activate Democrats, throw the election for Republicans so that he can stay in power a little longer, because that's an evil dude. So, yes, he is trying to throw it for the sabotage Republicans. Absolutely. I saw that yesterday. As soon as I saw the alert come on my phone, Lindsey Graham abortion bill, I was like, that evil son of a bitch. Okay. Hey, you guys want to talk about another evil son of a bitch? I got one. Now, I avoided discussing this story for probably 2 weeks because I was like, like we do this show and like there's topics that I'm like, do we have to talk about it? Because like I don't know if we can move the needle. I don't know if we can what kind of like discussion we can have about it. I don't know that it necessarily is useful for us to talk about really personal things, about murder, about like there's a woman yesterday killed her kids on a beach because she had postpartum depression or something like that. And I'm like, I don't want to cover stories like that. I don't really want to elevate things like that. It's awful. I acknowledge it, but like, I don't. So I avoided this story until today, until I saw this headline. Report: man accused of beheading woman is an illegal alien convicted of child rape. This is the guy that previously this story was reported, man beheads woman in California. And then it was man beheads woman in California is a Democrat. And now it's actually an illegal alien and he's a child rapist. That's okay.
Like, we need people in this country, so bring them in. Right? Isn't that what the Democrats are saying?
Yeah, right.
Bring them in. Bring them in. It's okay. But don't bring
them
we
need a border. According to Kamala Harris, the border is secure.
Take them to Texas. We don't like those fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep them out of Chicago, right? Keep them out.
Right.
Like, let all the migrants into the country. No border security, but keep them out of New York. Keep them out of DC. Keep them out of Chicago. Honestly, we need to be busing them to Delaware. We just need to fill up Delaware with migrants. If they're going to come here, we just put them all in Delaware and let Joe Biden have something to say about it. A man accused of beheading a woman in broad daylight in San Carlos, California last week is an illegal alien who overstayed his tourist visa years ago, local report states. Jose Rafael Solano Landieta, 33, piece of shit, should be decapitated himself. Child rapist, murderer. Fuck this dude. Beheaded his ex-girlfriend, 27-year-old Karina Castro, outside of her apartment building. Immigration sources confirmed that Jose Solano Landeta, the suspect who beheaded the woman, was in the United States illegally. Jose, 33, from Venezuela, entered the country on a tourist visa about 10 years ago. I mean, like, this is the consequence. This is the consequence of us not having a system that you can monitor. Am I advocating for no migrants? No, I'm not advocating for no migrants. I'm advocating for a wall with a door, and we keep track of who comes in. Because if the government had been doing this job, or had been allowed to do its job, that woman might be alive. And I don't know what kid this guy diddled, but in 2012, that's 10 years ago. That's like as soon as he got here, he was accused of rape with an unconscious person and was sentenced to a reduced charge of unlawful sexual intercourse with a victim more than 3 years younger. He served 3 years on probation and successfully completed required programming, after which the charge was expunged. What the F? We have foreigners here on a visa. They rape a minor, and we're like, oh, we'll put you in jail on probation for a couple of years. How about go back to Venezuela?
It really takes a twisted plan to behead someone. I mean, you really have to completely lose control of your rage or be twisted. Your mind is broken in a certain way, or you just can't. No, you're good. Or you can't control your rage to behead someone. That
is fucked up, dude.
Yeah. All right, let's go something else.
Let's do something else. Hey, let me do this one. Don't worry, guys. We're not gonna end this show on all of the bleakness. We do have some pop culture news. It's 7:08, so I guess we have to get to it soon. So I'll just do this one and maybe we'll pivot. Representative Darrell Issa from California. Darrell Issa says, I have to tell people trying to leave Afghanistan, the Ukraine legally, quote, show up at the border. It's easier to circumvent the law. That is the state of things right now. We have allies, or we have people that allied with us while we were in Afghanistan. Should we have been in Afghanistan? Not for 20 years. Probably not. We have people that we went into these countries and we said, help us and we will help you. Help us defeat this evil and we will hold you up. Oh no, we're just going to leave. Bye. And dropped stuff, left people there. Like,
that thousands. Was left on purpose, man. The Biden and them left that shit on purpose. Did you see those recent videos of the Taliban wrecking the Apaches? The one,
no, I didn't.
A couple of them. They're up in the air and the freaking Apaches going around, and then you think he's got it for a second, and then it just nose dives, and then it blows up. And there's a big fireball, and then there was another one that was kind of doing the same thing. It wasn't the same one because there wasn't a fireball.
Yeah.
It goes nose down.
Well, I'm like, $80 billion in equipment.
There's a Taliban military recruitment video that they have made over there that's about 5 minutes long or something like that. And it shows all of the shit that we left behind. You cannot convince me that we didn't do that on purpose.
Oh, for sure.
That they did that on purpose.
100%.
That was done
on purpose.
But Biden had said something about that many years ago. Something about that exact same thing. I saw a clip not too long ago, and it was like, back in the early 2000s or the 90s or something, when he was whatever, a senator or whatever the hell he was. And he was talking about, I think it must have been in the 2000s, because he was talking about if we left, the fastest way to get out would be to just leave all of our stuff and blah, 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 blah. And this was many years ago. And it was a younger Joe Biden talking about exactly what he done. Exactly what he done.
So, so in this case, a sitting United States representative is telling our former allies and colleagues in Afghanistan and Ukraine, who we should have protected, instead of getting you here on an American airplane, bringing you here and protecting your life and your family, instead of that, because it's so difficult, you should just go to Mexico and then just come up through the southern border. That is the situation here. And we got a comment from Manuel, because yesterday we obviously were talking about Kamala Harris and that dumb hoe saying some dumb stuff. I was going to do it that way, but I'm gonna have to close this. Let me do it this way. Because you can't hear anything. I do want to let people actually hear the words of our vice president.
Would you call the border secure?
The border is secure. But we also have a broken immigration system, in particular over the last 4 years before we came in, and it needs to be fixed.
We're going to have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border's secure?
Oh, yeah, it's secure.
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration. But there are still a lot of
dudes in
problems
ghillie suits
that we are trying to
kids
fix. We
packed into
also
trucks.
Have to put in place a law and a plan for a pathway for citizenship for the millions of people who are here. And
We already have that.
The dumb bitch. God
legal.
damn. Does she even know? What is she? Did she
gain
just come to this
citizenship.
fucking
We don't
country?
have that in place because people are
Yes,
playing
we
politics.
do.
Forever, literally forever. Literally
Forever.
forever.
Did she go to fucking American history class, or was she?
We have the stupidest vice president. That's our backup for Joe Biden. That's our backup. She is a retard. Gonna get her.
You're gonna get us in trouble for saying.
I know. Luckily, our footprint is like so small.
I don't care. I've argued with people about that word before.
All right, guys. That's enough politics this morning. I'm not even going to do the rest of it. Deacon had a story about another protester got arrested for having just a blank sign.
No. It was we don't have to go to it, but it was a news story talking about all these people that are British and Scottish that are not monarchy fans, and they're voicing their opinion that during this Queen's funeral that they're not fans of the monarchy.
Not everybody's on board.
And they're getting their asses whipped, basically.
Okay, so let's shift gears, guys. Let's talk pop culture, because we all love Marvel. Remember, you guys all love Marvel. We all love the MCU. We just love everything that they're turning. And since Disney, I mean, we just love it. We love Kamala Khan. We love Moon Knight. We love the Black Widow movie. I mean, we love it. We can't get enough of it. And so it's time for us to get some more. D23 Expo took place over the last weekend in Anaheim, California. And, we got that fix. We got that MCU fix. We got a little bit more news and hints about what's coming up. And one of the things coming up is the Thunderbolts movie. It's going to have Florence Pugh back as another Black Widow. It's going to have David Arbor back as the Red Guardian. He's so fun. They were great in the Black Widow movie. It's going to have Bucky Barnes back, who everybody loves, Sebastian Stan. It's going to have Ghost. Who? Oh, Ant-Man movie. Remember that Ant-Man movie? There's a ghost character in there. It's going to have Valentina. That's Julie Louis-Dreyfus. Who is that? Why do you care? Okay, I'm still on. We got John Walker back as U.S. agent. Did you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I love Wyatt Russell. He's great.
Yeah, he is great. That's Kurt Russell's
he did a good job.
Yeah, he did. It is good.
I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah. Oh, and we're going to get Taskmaster back. I know that looks like a dude. I know that looks like a guy in a suit, but it's not. That's a female. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 females on the that's going to be our Thunderbolts movie from this little promotional image. Oh, that's good stuff. Can't wait to see that.
How big do you think this movie is going to be?
It's going to be. I mean, you got David Harbour and you got Florence Pugh and you got Bucky back and you got 4 people that could get killed in the movie and nobody would care.
Is that really enough? Is Stranger Things really enough to pull this movie through? Can this movie really slide on Stranger Things as David Harbour? Because you can't call him David Harbour anymore. You have to say Stranger Things as David Harbour.
Look, the only way this movie works for me is if these 3 are like if everybody on the team here is trying to succeed and these 3 are just messing around and telling jokes the whole time, then I'll be like, just keep these 3 on screen making jokes.
The only way this movie works for me is if it's on Disney Plus for free.
Go get dressed, okay?
But Daddy, what if I miss the show?
What show?
Your show.
Oh, you're afraid of missing my show? Yeah. All right, come on. Come here.
I'm afraid.
You guys are up early. You're not supposed to be up till 7:30.
Please just want to.
Okay. All right. Oh, I got a kid trying to squeeze through here. That's all right. Here we go. You know what? This is great because I was going to play a trailer for you guys. So we're going to play a trailer. Good morning, Jordan. Yeah, I love the MCU so much, but I mean, like, not watching a whole lot of it. Let's see. Can I get? Oh, hold on. Full screen. Here we go. Are we ready? I'm gonna mute myself.
All right. Are we gonna get copyright struck?
For years,
We run this whole thing. We're
you've
going to
been
get
avoiding
copyright
Earth.
struck.
But I have
You're muted. That's so funny.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Look at this.
All right.
Look at that. Is that Sonic and Knuckles and Tails?
Look at this dragon that I got
Okay.
for
All
my
right. Stop. You're
birthday.
you're tangling my cord.
Awesome
Please
dragon.
Stop. Okay. There we go. Stop touching the cord. Here's your thing. All right. Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
how cool that
Girls, do you have
dragon
any
is.
valuable commentary to offer on this trailer?
Awesome.
I don't know what you're talking
You don't know what I'm
have
talking
called
about?
for your help plenty of other times, and you've been pretty content to let those calls go straight to voicemail.
Oh, this is the. Oh, great.
Yeah, well, this is different.
Okay, so this is the Secret Invasions trailer. So we got Sam Jackson back as
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. Okay.
How much do you know about your security detail?
What do you mean?
They're
How
all
much do I know that?
Skrulls.
Spoilers. What are you doing?
Nobody knows
Okay.
what the hell the Secret Invasion is about now. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you a spoiler alert. The
Yeah.
freaking story's been around forever.
So Jordan says Florence is a good actor. I agree. I like Florence Pugh. I don't know if my wife likes her, but I like her. And I thought she was one of the best things in the Black Widow movie. The Black Widow movie was not good. It was really, really bad. But David Harbour and Florence Pugh were entertaining and they're fun to watch.
No, I agree. I like them too.
In fact, that was supposed to be what's her name? What was her name? The first Black Widow? I forgot her name. Natasha Romanoff character.
This one?
Anyway, it's supposed to be like her vehicle. She was not the star of that movie. Florence Pugh was. She was great.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, so here we go. Okay, now well, I'm going to say about this trailer, the Secret Invasions trailer, that I do think that the trailer it has a hooking beat. It's got this pounding like tick tock, boom, boom, boom music, and that works. But I'm pretty sure that the show is going to be absolutely disappointing. I like this. I mean, I like the feel of this trailer.
We gotta be very careful now.
Look at that. That was a cool scene right there. They all scrolled up right there. Like, oh, I'm going to get you. And you don't know which one of us is the real us. I still got my hands on you, but yeah, all right.
He's like, over here.
You're in no shape for this fight that lies before us.
It's like this trailer has all of the components of a show that I would like. And yet I still have this dreaded sense like they have all the right ingredients of the recipe, right? You got suspense, you have a lot of different characters, you've got this pulse pounding TikTok music.
That looks like Maria Hill right there. Isn't that Maria Hill?
Yeah, I think that's probably Colby Summers, right?
This is just the beginning.
This is my war alone. And I'm the last person standing between them and what they really want. And what is that?
Alone. Disney can't make money on all these other kids that don't know their names. They got to use a big name. Like Samuel L. Jackson is the only way people will watch this TV show. You heard what they said about the She-Hulk.
Okay, so so let me just react to the trailer here a little bit. The trailer is good. It looks like it's composed of stuff that it has some stuff that could be a good show. Okay, I want you to go get dressed.
Oh, but I don't want to miss your stroke.
Oh, okay, hang on just a second.
Very important. That's very important. No, you're good, JJ. No, yeah, I agree. Let's see. Colby Smulders, Don Cheadle's in this. I'm trying to read. I can't read all that little bitty writing. But yeah, I mean, it looks good. I like the Secret Invasion comic book, the old one. I don't remember.
It's not a show like this on YouTube at all. Come on, man. This is great stuff. If you guys aren't sharing this on Facebook or whatever the hell. Yeah. Okay. So what's the central conceit of the Secret Invasion story in the comics, though?
Do what?
The central conceit of the Secret Invasion story from the comics.
Oh God, it's been 30 years since I've read that shit. I don't remember.
It's been 7 years, maybe 8 years. It's this.
What was the one from the 80s?
That's Secret Wars. This is Secret Invasion.
Wars. I'm thinking about Secret Wars.
Yeah, you are thinking about Secret Wars. So Secret Invasion, the central conceit is this. It was a Brian Michael Bendis kind of like structure.
Oh, that's right. This is the one that I didn't read. Oh, okay. This one was the newer one.
So here's the central conceit. Skrulls invaded Earth, past tense. They're already here, and they have swapped out themselves for heroes. So you don't know if Spider-Woman is actually Spider-Woman or if it's a Skrull. You don't know if Iron Man is an Iron Man or a Skrull, right? You don't know if all Thor, Spider-Man, whatever, Guardians of the Galaxy, you don't know if they're real or if they're a Skrull imposter and how long they've been doing that, sneaking in, worming their way into the government. Well, did you see any superheroes in this show? Like, who are they impostering? They're impostering like a guy in a black coat. I don't know who that guy is. What's going on? So once again, Marvel is taking a title of a series and kind of an idea and twisting it. Now, of course, they're doing that production reasons, right? You can't afford to have a bunch of Captain Marvels on screen or a bunch of Iron Mans because he's dead or a bunch of whatever. Okay, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give this trailer a thumbs up for the trailer, and I have a strong expectation that it's going to be a very bad show. Okay, here we got another trailer here. By the way, if you're not seeing the trailers in this video because you're watching it after the fact, then that means that Disney, the House of Mouse, struck us, and I had to excerpt these trailers from our show. So let's play this. Marvel Studios presents Werewolf by Night. If you haven't seen this, awesome. Pay attention, guys. Here we go.
This Halloween, you can't escape the shock,
The terror of Werewolf by Night.
Okay, I do have to pause it a bunch of times, otherwise we're gonna get struck. Initial, is this? I don't know if this is actually black and white, but the aesthetic of this is so cool.
The way that they're filming it, the way that they're
yes,
like an old campy.
I mean,
trailer.
There's some parts of this where I'm like, you guys saved a lot of money on production, and this looks
but they're doing a lot of stuff that they add in, like there's a lot of stuff that they've added in to make it look old.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's the lenses they're using on the camera. And I think I think they're doing some cool stuff here.
Tonight, it is every hunter for themselves.
So these shots all look modern, and these shots look modern, and they just look black and white, right?
Now,
so you
is
have
this Elsa back here in the back?
Yeah,
is that Elsa Bloodstone? Right there.
I'm not sure who that is. That might be. I don't know who any of these.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I've only recognized a couple from this.
I think this is the lead character, but I'm not sure. You have this super skinny chick back here. I don't know who any of these characters are. Mm-hmm. I'm only talking about framing, that they have this character in tight focus, distant blur for the midground, distant blur for the background. This is a modern camera, modern shot that's just taking the color out, the saturation out. There's other shots that are like, I mean, you're so out of focus here. This wouldn't be like this.
I don't understand what you mean.
I'm saying that, like, I mean, I don't know how to explain. Maybe my brother could explain it better. There's other shots in this trailer that look very, very old. These shots with these establishing shots of these characters, these are modern. This is a modern style.
Oh, you're putting way too much thought into this.
Yeah, probably am. Good luck. Okay, this thing, puppeteer or whatever. Come on, this is awesome.
I'll be rotting.
And who is that chick? And why does she look? That can't be makeup. That is a real human's face that is that weird looking. And she just doesn't have any eyebrows. That is weird.
Rotting for you.
But one of you is a monster, masquerading as one of our own. I can't wait to find out what breed of evil you are.
I'm enjoying this. This is going to be good.
You wanna see this, darling?
Please.
So I think that was a shot of the Wolfman right there. It was right. It's hard. It's so hard to get a YouTube video to stay on the right frame. Oh, well, anyway, it was a werewolf with like major neck beard.
Please don't do this. Death is coming for you!
Okay, did you see that hand grab him?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure that is Man-Thing. That was Man-Thing for sure right there. So this show has got Man-Thing in it. It's got Werewolf by Night. It's got a bunch of characters. Elsa Bloodstone. I know that in the video game
she would be in it.
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night.
And then it ends on this shot. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm going to hopefully.
All right, I'm going to show you this that you got yesterday.
Yeah.
That's still.
Yes. Look at that. That is. I grabbed that screenshot. That is Man-Thing grabbing. It looks like a guard or something because it's got like an axe or a pick or some sort of a weapon there. But it's grabbing him. And the thing about Man-Thing is that his touch causes fire, like causes you to burn.
Look at that.
I don't know, causes you fear to burn or something like that. So, yeah. And then there's some video game nobody gives a crap about. The first official footage for the Marvels was revealed. Don't really care. Whatever. So, guys, what do you think about D23? What do you think about MCU for 2023? It's so exciting. You all, your copy run out?
I'm not excited. I don't care.
Okay, so it looks like Werewolf by Night will be a
That
movie.
looks cool.
Yeah, so like I don't have to sit through 10 hours of this. It's going to be a nice, tight 90 minutes. I'm in. I'll watch that, even if it's got like messaging or whatever. I'm like,
man,
show me monsters.
Look, he's got a good point. Can we just change the play speed and play it like faster and not get copyright struck?
Yeah, maybe
like 3 times.
I honestly don't know.
I don't either. That's a good idea, though. We have geniuses that watch our show. We have the smartest viewers, man.
Yeah,
I'm being serious.
And it would take less time. We could just get through it real quick. Should I slow it down? Like make it go whoa, so that way you can freeze frame on stuff. So, anyway, what do you guys think? Are you interested in watching Secret Invasion TV show?
Yeah, I'll watch them.
Oh, Jeremy says thumbs down. I'm not sure which one he's thumbs and down. He says Loki time travel and Doctor Strange multiverse is an indicator Marvel can't do Secret Invasion well. Yeah, that's probably true. You know what? I could have done with this show without what's his name?
I thought the Loki,
Samuel Jackson.
The whole Loki time travel stuff, in my opinion, is like the first 2 chapters of a story that's like 50 chapters long. Is how I took that. Or there's a lot more that we haven't been told that I hope that they tell, but they set it up that Loki, that whole Loki show was to me like a chapter or 2 chapters in a book.
Yeah,
like chapters long. That's all that I got. You got the end. You got like, oh, that's got to be Kang, and then that's it. You know, you're like, okay, what are you going to do with this? And then the Doctor Strange multiverse thing. I didn't not like that. I didn't like.
It was okay.
Goo and gaw over it, but I thought it was all right.
It's been like 4 months now. How does it sit with you now?
I've always been a fan of the string theory, multiverse theory, time travel, anything like that. I'm usually always kind of gravitate towards because I like those kinds of stories and whatnot.
So like,
I don't know.
The way that movie ends is the Scarlet Witch is the bad guy in that movie, and like she's a villain, and then she gets straight crushed.
Who?
So,
what are you talking about?
In that movie, the Doctor Strange movie.
What movie? Who? What?
Multiverse of Madness.
Okay, what'd you say again?
Scarlet Witch is the bad guy, and she gets.
That's you can't just say bad guy.
I mean,
that's like, is Magneto a bad guy?
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy.
I think so. Yes.
Okay. He is. He's not a product of his environment. He's not. He doesn't feel the way he feels because of the way he was treated in the past, and he sees what happens what's going to happen in the future. So he's
personally,
a product of his environment. He's trying to do what he thinks is right.
I wouldn't want to rob either Magneto or Scarlet Witch of their individual agency and responsibility for the choices they make and the actions they do. So I'm not going to say it's a product of its times because you can be better than your times.
That's what's wrong with stories, and I think that's what's wrong. People are like, good guy, bad guy, blah, blah, blah. That guy's not wearing a black hat, and that guy don't wear a white hat anymore. It's not cowboys and Indians.
Well,
Scarlet Witch in that show, was she the antagonist? Yes. Was she the bad guy? No. She went crazy.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
We all felt sorry for her. Okay. Didn't you feel sorry that she had to kill the man she loved to save the world, and then he got brought back to life in front of her eyes and got killed in front of her eyes again? Wouldn't you think that would fracture your mind a little bit? And if your ability was to change reality, wouldn't you create a reality where you and your wife had these kids and y'all all lived together, and it fractured your mind to the point that then you had to come out of your reality and be faced with the fact that you did this and you hurt people all because your mind was broken. And then you see this freaking book that can change everything. And that book will actually do and change everything for the good, but it's going to fucking warp your mind. That's what happened to her. That's why she wasn't like
I
that.
get that, but the arc of that is that yes, you're in unfortunate circumstances and you make some bad choices and you go the wrong way, and then you redeem yourself.
Right.
Like,
she hasn't redeemed herself in these movies yet. We haven't finished. That's what's wrong with these fanboys.
She crushed herself with a rock of mountains. She's dead. She's not gonna redeem herself.
Are you kidding me? You think she's dead? Have you
Yes,
read a
I
comic
do.
book before?
Dude,
JJ?
she's dead. No, she's dead.
Okay.
She's dead.
All right.
She's dead.
Okay.
Pin in it. So she was just bad. She was bad and died.
Okay.
I mean, like, look,
Whatever
the
you
warning
say.
signs were there. She fell in love with a robot. You fall in love with a robot and you have, like, you know.
It's better than her brother in the comic books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I would much rather her fall in love with a robot.
I have
than
that
her brother.
issue of Ultimates. I think it's Ultimates 3 where like her and Pietro are like, you know,
loving on each other.
Talking about it. That's gross. Yeah, so you're right. She was in love with a robot. That's 1 degree better than incest, which is better than we get from HBO because we just get straight
here's
into
the argument, JJ. This is a fictional world, and was it a robot? Was it AI? Because we can go through and describe everything that the Vision, you know, how close was it a robot or was it an evolved form of life?
I'm gonna say it's a robot. I think she had a romantic relationship with the machine.
He was diddling a Roomba. Is what he was a Roomba.
Right. Yes.
Okay, that's cool. I can go with that.
And so that's a bad sign. And then she takes over a whole town, zombifies a bunch of people, and then goes on a murder spree through multiple universes. So
Killed everybody.
I mean, I can
everywhere.
understand your point of she's got a look. We're still in the air. I promised you would get to talk to Uncle Deacon. Okay, come on.
But Daddy, I got something to tell you.
Oh, tell me what you have to tell me, my darling dear.
Sister's still putting counts on me.
Okay, so you came into the show to tattle on your sister?
No.
You're not tattling?
Sister's the one that's still putting counts on me, but I don't like that.
Oh, well, that's very sad to hear. Okay. Do you want to say hi to Uncle Deacon or Uncle Jeremy?
I want to say hi to Uncle Deacon. Hi, Uncle Deacon.
He's waving at you.
Hello, how are you?
Uncle Deacon.
I love your dragon.
Deacon says he loves your dragon.
Oh, what did you say?
Hold it up a little higher. A little higher. Oh, what is this? What is this dragon's name?
A Villanelle.
Villanelle.
Daddy.
Wow, what do you have on? Is that biker shorts and a hoodie?
Yeah, I'm gonna be Villanelle.
All right. Well, on that note,
I just want to be Crimson Paw.
on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:38. It is August 14th. It's the best Wednesday we've ever had. Hold on just a second.
Daddy.
Yeah.
I want something that's my Crimson sword.
You want a crimson sword. Okay.
Me too.
Come here. Do you want to say hi to Uncle Jeremy or
Hi.
Uncle Deacon?
Hi, Uncle Jeremy and Deacon.
You look so great. I can't believe you're wearing this to go to school. All right. All right. That's all we got this morning. Thank you guys for showing up to listen to us talk about news and politics and stuff like that. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button. I can see how many of you like the show. And let me tell you, it's not all of you.
Can you please give me a Pretend Crimson
It's not all of you. No.
A pretend crimson paw costume. Okay, sure. So Jeremy says hi. And anyway, that's all we got this morning. Please tune in tomorrow morning, 6:30 in the morning. And we're going to be back. Deacon and me are going to be your two dads. And we're going to tell you everything that you need to know for the next day. We're making life easier for you, really. I mean, a lot easier if you think about it. Think about it. All right. That's all we got. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.